Hello, my beautiful darlings, and welcome to the start of another reading blog. This reading blog, we're going to be reading highly anticipated new releases, and one of those new releases is going to be, drumroll please, Wild Card by Elsie Silver. So, today is September 9th, and today is release day of Wild Card. I'm pretty sure that all the book girlies are reading this book currently, so I'm super excited to jump on the bandwagon. I did read Wild Love, Wild Side, Wild Eyes back in April of this year, so it's been a couple months, but all that information is still fresh in my head, so I'm not worried about having to reread those. I had this pre ordered for like months at this point, but it said something about Kindle Unlimited, and I personally already have Kindle Unlimited, so I was like, okay, we should be good. Let me go ahead and click pre-order, and we're good to go. But then I realized that I think I clicked pre-order to like buy the book, so I was charged like $4.99 or something like that this morning for the book. But when I go on my Kindle and I see it, I'm like, you know what? It's fine. It's worth it. I'm really, really excited for this one, honestly. After I finished the first three books back in April, I was so ready for the next one. And when I realized that the next one, this one, Wildcard, was coming out now in September of this year, I was like, thank God I don't have to wait months or years for the next book to come out. Honestly, I'm super excited to get into it. I'm so ready to read about Sebastian and about Gwen's story. I love that there's going to be like an age gap, ex-boyfriend's dad situation going on. I don't think I've read a romance book like that. So Elsie Silver, kudos to you for always bending the romance tropes. I am obsessed with you, and I'm so ready to get into this. I'm predicting another 4-star for this one, just because I've rated all of the others 4 stars, so I'll predict 4 stars for this one too. But my expectations are a little high. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I fear that I won't be disappointed. But let's get into this, y'all. Hello, vlog. I'm here with an update. I'm currently 25% of the way through of Wildcard, and I fear that this might be the best one. I literally, as soon as I started the book, I felt the same feeling that I felt when I first read Wild Love, and I was enamored when I started reading Wild Love, and I really like felt connected to the characters. I felt that I was interested in the story, and the writing style was very easy to understand and follow, but also like so addictive and bingeable. Like, Elsie Silver, you know how to write romance, don't you? You just know. So, like I said, I'm 25% of the way through, and I'm really enjoying it so far. The story has been developing really well. And like from the jump, you kind of get like a grumpy sunshine type of situation. Like Vash is a grumpy, and Gwen is the sunshine for sure. They meet in a very unlikely predicament of being snowed in the airport, basically. So there's like this huge snowstorm that's passing by. All the flights got canceled, so now they're stuck in the airport. And then of course, when flights get canceled last minute, accommodations in the town are kind of already all the way booked up, and people have to sometimes sleep overnight in the airport and things like that. So that's exactly what happened. And Bash and Gwen were not supposed to be on the same flight. They were on separate flights, but they basically were able to go ahead and be introduced to each other because Bash went to a bar to go ahead and just find a seat, sit down, have a drink or whatever. And then Gwen comes in, and the server's like, oh, yeah, there's like no other tables or whatever. And she's like, oh, I see one back there. I'll go to that one. Don't worry. Mind you, the seat is where Bash is seating. And she just went ahead and she was like, oh, you don't mind if I sit here, right? And she just sits her happy ass right there. And honestly, good for you, girl. Like, hell yeah. And then, of course, they start talking, they start hitting it off. They have a whole little debacle of throughout the entire airport, like the rest of the night. Like, they don't sleep, they stay up all night, talking, getting to know each other, doing silly things. And The biggest thing about this book is that it's an age gap. So Bash is 39 and Gwen is 27. So 12 years of an age gap. I really feel like Gwen is just kind of going to be that light for Bash. She's going to be more of like a bringing him back to reality and stop making him so tensed up and like so just tunnel vision, like only focusing on like work and nothing else. I really think that Gwen's gonna be able to bring out his more fun, childlike side that's been dormant and sitting inside of him for so long. We are getting a lot of background from Bash and Gwen's like previous history, like not only in terms of relationships, but like in terms of their whole past from their childhood days and things like that, which is really, really good. Like really well done is what I'm trying to say, because I really appreciate when an author to goes in depth in giving you background information about the actual characters right from the jump. I really appreciate that Elsie's doing it right from the jump at the beginning, so we understand who these characters are from the jump and how their relationships are going to mend and mesh together. So I really I'm just enjoying this. Sorry for the slight angle change. I just had to make a quick phone call because today is my Seppi girl's 6th birthday, and David is in the store right now getting her some toys and her birthday cake and things like that. But nonetheless, sorry for the little change of angle. And as I was saying, I am so like giddy, kicking my feet, having a silly, good, haha, good time with this book, honestly. It's crazy that I'm only 25% of the way and I'm low key predicting a 5 star right now. And then another thing that I love about Elsie Silver's books is that she always incorporates all of the other characters from her other books into the one that you're currently reading. So we've already gotten some Rosie, some Wes, some Reese, some Tabby, some Skylar. Like I'm literally like I am so happy to be back in Rose Hill. I'm really like struggling to not like binge read this and get this done in 1 or 2 days because I really want to like enjoy it and soak it up. But also, I am just on a slight time crunch because I want to get this video up by next week. Today is September 10th. So I think I'll have the book done for sure by then and I'll have the blog up. But nonetheless, if anything, I can always just reread it because I'm obsessed. But yeah, vlog, that's the update for now. Like I said, I'm 25% of the way. I'll definitely come back and check in with you once I'm 50% with some more thoughts and feelings. But right now, I'm currently obsessed, loving it. So happy that this got released, and I'm so happy that I was able to grab it from the first day and that I started it. And I love also connecting with so many other of my bookish friends online and talking about it and like giving my thoughts and seeing how people are reacting to my thoughts and if they agree or that they're so excited to get it started, and like how I'm motivating people to actually get into Rose Hill too. Like I'm just having a great old time and I'm so happy that I'm able to be a part of this experience right now. But nonetheless, enough of my yaps. Enjoy this B-roll and I'll come back with an update later, blog.
It's my happy day, I want to sing it all the day. My best friends are always with me. We sing, we dance, we laugh, we are happy every day. Have fun with us, let's say happy, 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 happy.
I cannot, you guys. Like, I cannot. Hello, vlog. I'm back to report on my updates of Wildcard. So, I know my last update was at the 25% mark, and now I'm officially at 56%. So, I've been trying to give you guys updates every quarter of the way. So, a lot has happened in this second quarter of the book. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The first thing that I want to talk about is chapters 18 through 21. Guys, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start, okay? Like, chapter 18 had me floored. Like, I can't even think of an adjective to describe how I was feeling during chapter 18. I did record myself just because when I started reading it and I started realizing what we were getting into, I was like, I need to record my reaction for this for the vlog. Before chapter 18 through 21, the things that were occurring, it's a nice, good backstory. I've really been enjoying like Elsie Silver's writing style. I love the way that she writes and the way that she like could really set up a scene and you really envision and feel yourself there. And now that I'm on book 4 of the Rose Hill series, and I've read all other 3, and I know all the other characters and like and things like that. So I feel like I'm at Rose Hill. Like I live in that town. These people are my friends, and like I'm just there living it up with them through these conversations. I'm loving this. Every time that Weston Belmont comes onto my Kindle, I am cackling. Like I'm not even giggling. I'm cackling laughing. He's so funny. He is the one MMC from this entire series that I think I adore. I think he's even beating Ford because honestly, I have always been a Ford Grant girly from the jump, from day one. But Weston, not only from Wild Eyes, but also throughout all the other books, has really been competing with Ford. So I'll give a final rating of the male main characters, like how I rank them at the end of the vlog for sure after I finish this book, because I'm not even gonna lie to you, Bash is getting up there. Like Bash makes me feel things, inappropriate things. One thing that I have been enjoying so much throughout this book is Clyde. I know, something that I didn't think I would ever say in my lifetime, probably, is that I'm enjoying Clyde so much in this book. Because initially I had like, not bad vibes or anything, I just felt like he was kind of like they described him crazy, you know? So I was like, oh my god, this crazy old man. But no, this crazy old man is hilarious. He really knows how to test limits and how to push people's buttons, but in the best way possible, of course. Like, he has had such good banter with Bash, but now also with Gwen. It's like, oh, I I'm so happy that Elsie has developed Clyde's character to the persona that he is right now because he is so enjoyable to read about. Like he's my one of my favorite characters in this book for sure. I am really liking the background that we're getting on Bash and Gwen, like on their upbringings and how their past traumas are reflecting onto their present self and affecting them on a day-to-day basis. I really sympathize for Gwen because she really grew up in a really shoddy situation. I feel really bad for her because she keeps saying that she has daddy issues, but not in the way that you think of it. It's more in the way of like he wasn't really there for her. He always put her down and made her feel bad for who she is and what her interests are and what she's looking to do with her life. The whole thing of her being a yoga instructor, like that's her passion. That is what she has a knack for and that is what she loves to do. But her father, day in and day out, growing up, had always put her down and always made it seem like it's not a worthy enough career, whatever the case is. Like that's so sad to see that it's a very real thing. Honestly, it happens on a daily basis. I know friends of mine that have gone through it. I know people within like not in my immediate family but like extended family that go through that on a day-to-day basis too. So it's really sad to see situations like that, especially when it's parents, because as a child growing up, your parents are people that you look up to, that they're like your role models and they inspire you to be the person that you want to become and things like that. So it's really disheartening to see that Gwen went through that. Gwen, yes, has let those things affect her, but it's helped her grow into the person that she is today. She's very confident in herself. She knows exactly what she wants, no games at all. And she is an independent ass bitch, okay? Like she needs no man. She wants a man, but she don't need no man. I love that for her, and I love that she is confident within herself, and it's like evident in the book whenever we're reading in Gwen's POV and things of like her past or like how she feels about herself gets brought up. She's always so certain on who she is and who she wants to be moving forward and things like that. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but nonetheless, Gwen is a badass bitch, okay? And then I really do sympathize with Bash too, because the situation with his ex-wife was really bad. For the ones that have read the book, they know what I mean. I don't want to say anything because it might be a little bit of a spoiler. I really do sympathize with Bash too. Like, he feels like he's 40 and he's kind of like given up in a sense on hoping to have a family and things like that, because of that he's 40 and like he hasn't met the right person yet, and that he's had so many like cruddy situations like fall through. And I don't know how to explain it without like spoiling anything, but just for the ones that read it, they know and they understand. And I know that you probably feel the same way as I do, that you sympathize with Bash too, and like feel bad for him and are rooting for him to get what he wants and deserves too. Okay, so this to me was a spoiler because I didn't know that the book was going in this direction. Like, this wasn't gonna be like the pivotal point of the book, and this was spoiled to me through social media. Like, that's exactly why I started the book right away when it got released, because I knew that social media was gonna ruin it all for me and give me spoilers back and forth, because people say things without really realizing, oh, this is a spoiler, I shouldn't say that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a time frame right here on the screen for you to know to skip ahead if you have not read this book yet, because what I'm going to mention next is definitely a spoiler, and I don't want this to be spoiled because this was such an iconic part of the book for me, and I already knew that it was going to happen. And even though I already knew, I still had like a visceral reaction to it, as you guys saw previously. But nonetheless, I want to talk about chapters 18 through 21, like specifically, and I want to talk about the strip poker. Okay, the fact that Gwen and Bash were both under the influence, and they decide to play poker and turn it into a little naughty game of strip poker. I was not okay. Like, I was not okay in the best way possible. I was dying for it to just get to the point of them fucking. I swear to God. Like, I just wanted them to have all of their clothes off and just say fuck it and fuck right there. But as you may know if you've read the book, time and time again, they keep getting interrupted. Every time they're like right there about to do it, something happens. And I was cackling, like laugh out loud cackling, when I saw that Clyde was coming into the kitchen when they were like half naked. And then Bash has to run outside and hide. And then Gwen's like covering herself up super fast, like, oh, you okay? Like, do you need anything? Like, I was dying. That shit was so funny. You don't understand. I was dying. And then we finally, I think it was either chapter 20 or 21, one of those two, where we finally get the point that they kiss. We finally got it. And it's like at that perfect sweet spot, at that 50% mark. Like, I really, like, I have loved the yearning and the pining for each other. Like, it's not just a one-sided thing. Like, they both are pining so hard for each other. And Bash to me is giving me like hella golden retriever vibes. Like, such a loyal person, always there by her side, even though he hates her guts, technically. Not hates her, like he's trying to avoid her at all costs because of his son and things like that. But I just, I was like, finally, they finally kissed. And then they still, after all of that, they were like, yeah, no, we shouldn't do this. So that just like pissed me off a little bit. I was like, no, stop, like, stop doing this to me. Like, just stay together, like, start living your life. Like, fuck Trip, fuck this, fuck that. Like, just get together. You guys are meant to be. Like, it's so glaringly obvious from chapter one and their meet cute that they're meant to be. Okay, so yeah, so I think those are all the updates I have for now. I've been highlighting and annotating this book left and right, up and down. Like, I have so many highlights on my Kindle right now for this book, but like, rightfully so, because there's so many things that just have had me like awestruck and like just so enamored with the book and the story and the relationship of Bash and Gwen. Like, I am so enamored. Like, I can't think of another word. Like, I am head over heels with the story right now. And I know at the beginning of this vlog, I think I said I'm like predicting another 4-star. but I'm 50% of the way and I'm changing that to a 5 star. And that would be my first 5 star of the series. So Elsie, if this does end up being a 5 star, you just know how to end a series on a strong note. But I've been yapping for about 12 minutes here. I'm pretty sure I have to go back to work already because my lunch break is technically over. But I will catch you guys on the flippity flip when I reach the 75% with more updates. Hello vlog, I'm back with an update. So I am officially 75% of the way through with Wildcard, and I'm honestly still feeling the exact same way that I've been feeling this entire time. So this 25% has been really focused on getting Gwen and Bash to finally come together and get their relationship like established finally, to like let go and forget about all those potential barriers, especially Trip. So I really do think that the relationship has been developing really well, and I think that I am ecstatic that that we finally got the spicy scenes because I've been waiting. Elsie really made us hold on until like almost the third, like the last third of the book to finally get into the spice. And honestly, it was such a slow burn, high reward type of situation. So I'm honestly not against it. I really was like, finally! So excited that they finally like said fuck it, like forget everything. Let's focus on us. We're the most important people in each other's lives right now. We need to do what we want in our lives, especially with all like the shit that they've gone through in their life from like very young all the way to the present day. They deserve it. They both deserve a happily ever after. So I don't have like the most updates. Like the most biggest thing for me was definitely the spice. The in between hasn't been too crazy. I think the only part that I was like really enjoying this morning was the birthday party, like Gwen's birthday party that bashed through. It was supposed to be a surprise, but that really didn't end up being a surprise. But nonetheless, I'm not gonna say anything else, so it's not spoiling anything. Around that area, some spice happens too, and it's some good spice at that. I'm shocked that Elsie went so light with the spice in this book. I might be speaking too soon because I still have another 25%, but I feel like she's gone very light on the spice versus like the other 3 books. I definitely remember from Wild Love, the spice was a lot more frequent in my opinion. And then in Wild Eyes, it was kind of like here in Wild Card, like it was like slowly but surely getting there. And then when we get there, bam, it's good. And then I'm not even gonna lie, with Wild Side, I don't remember much. I know that it definitely took them a while too to like at least 50% because I remember in the first 50% of Wild Side, I was like not too into it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But then once the 50% mark hit, it really picked up and got a lot better. So it's kind of going through that same way, but I'm just surprised. I really thought that there was going to be more spice, especially since it's the last book in the series. I thought that Elsie would kind of incorporate a little more. I'm not upset. I'm not like docking the star or saying anything negative that there's not enough spice because I think it's like just the right amount. But I definitely, me personally, being a smutty little biatch, I wanted some more. But that's just me being greedy, probably. So don't mind me. Now that I have 25% left, I'm pretty certain that I'll finish it today because I have like just about 80 pages left. And I will definitely come back today for the final update and my final wrap up and thoughts on the wild card. I still have that 5 star feeling for sure. I've been like wavering between 4 and 5. Like the first 25% I was like 4, and then the next 25% I was like 5, and then this other 25% mark this other 25% I'm like maybe 4. So let's see, maybe it finishes super strong and I'm like certain 5 stars, but we shall see in a few hours what my final verdict is. But that is the update for now. I'll definitely be coming back later, and I'll catch you real soon, vlog. Hello vlog, I'm back with an update because I finished Wildcard. So this is my second time recording this because the first time we recorded, apparently my mic didn't want to pick up on the sound. So let's see how this one goes around. Nonetheless, I finished Wildcard and I have some final thoughts to share with you guys. So, honestly, this is definitely my favorite book in the entire series, 1000%. So, with the last 25% of the book, definitely we had that third act conflict, like we know that most of these romance books always have, especially Elsie Silver's. The third act conflict was definitely unique. I don't think it's something that I've read before. Only like little critique on it was that it was like it happened and then like the next chapter was resolved. So like it was very quick turnaround time, which I don't mind. I know that we were kind of already getting close to almost 400 pages, so I guess Elsie didn't want to extend it more than what it was, but I would have minded an extra chapter or two to really flesh out that whole third act conflict a little longer to really get the full gist and feel of it, just because the whole book was, I feel like it was so well paced and every single scene was just the right amount of what we need and what we want as a reader. Whereas with the third act conflict, it was so quick, it just kind of felt a little lackluster. But I'm not letting that deviate my rating way too much for sure. All in all, the book was so enjoyable. Literally from page one, I was hooked on this book because of how good it was. I don't know if it was just because I was really looking forward to it. I was highly anticipating this book or something, but there was just like something added into this book that I literally couldn't put it down. I fell in love with Gwen and Bash's relationship. Really, like they are probably one of my favorite book couples to date within the Elsie Silver universe. I'll definitely go ahead and rank that now at the end of this little wrap up. But I seriously have zero notes on this book. I feel like everything was well done. The entire relationship from like first meeting to yearning for each other to finally getting together to establishing their life and then having that happily ever after the end at the end really like such a beautiful turnaround in that relationship. Really, it really is. All of the side characters, not only characters from the other books but also characters that were kind of mentioned here and there in other books but really highlighted in this book, were so strong. Specifically, I mean Clyde. I am a Clyde stand. Like I am obsessed with him. He is probably one of my favorite side characters in the entire Rose Hill universe for sure. I initially didn't like Clyde that much when he was first introduced. I think it was in Wild Side or Wild Eyes, I think it was. I kind of didn't like feel that connected with him. I was like, oh my god, he's kind of like weird. But after this book really solidified the fact that no, he's not weird. He's fucking crazy, amazing, hilarious, witty, and just all in all, no zero fucks type of person. And I love that so much. And then when I finished the book, there was like one last page that said like, "Oh, there's a bonus chapter. Click here to select it." I was like, "Oh my god, there's a bonus chapter! Yes, please." So when I click on it, it redirected me over to BookFunnel, and I downloaded the additional chapter, and the additional chapter is in the POV of Clyde, which even gives an even further happily ever after. So honestly, if you're reading it on your Kindle, please keep pushing past like the acknowledgments. There's going to be a page that says there's a bonus chapter, click here, click it and get it, because it really does wrap up the entire story, not only the story but the entire universe, because the series ends with this book. So highly recommend getting that additional chapter, just because it really is like the cherry on top. Now for an overall rating of the book, I really am stuck between that 4 to 5. I feel like I'm not 100% with just a 4, just because I feel like it deserves more than a 4 and it was stronger than the other 3 books in the series, in my opinion. But I don't see it as a 5-star either, because I didn't get that full 5-star feeling like I did when I read, let's say, Book Lovers by Emily Henry. That was a 5-star for me. But I want to settle right now for a 4.5. And if my rating changes, I'll definitely put it here on screen. But I want to settle with a 4.5 because it definitely is such a solid book, such a fun read, and so many strong messages also embedded within the story, which is so important. Sometimes you think that a romance is just like a silly haha good time. No, Elsie Silver really takes it upon herself to implicate very important topics and messages throughout her stories. It's not just about the romance. It's such a much bigger picture than that. And I love that so much about her writing. So yeah, I'll definitely settle with 4.5 for now. If it changes, like I said, I'll put it here on screen. But that is the highest rated book in the 4 books of the Rose Hill series in my rating scale or whatever. So that goes to show that that's one of the best ones in the series. I'm not the one that makes the rules, sorry. Now that we have come to the end of the reading vlog, I'm ready to go ahead and tier rank the books in themselves in general of the Rose Hill series and then the men of Rose Hill also. So let's go ahead and start with the books. I initially had a tier rank of Wild Love being my favorite, Wild Eyes being my second favorite, and then Wild Side being the third. Basically in publication order, right? But after reading this one, that whole order is discombobulated completely. It's different. So let's go ahead and rank them from the lowest to the highest. My lowest rated for sure is going to be Wild Side. I unfortunately did not connect very well with that story or with Reese or Tabby, so unfortunately that one's definitely going to be my lowest rated one, even though it was still a 4 star in my opinion, but definitely not my favorite from the series. In third place, I'm going to say Wild Love, which is crazy for me to say, honestly, but when I think about all the other stories, like it wasn't the most impactful, unfortunately. So for that reason, I'll go ahead and put that at place 3. As number 2, I'm gonna go ahead and say Wild Eyes because really that story was so beautiful, and I love that it's like the single dad and and a country pop star. Like that was such a cute couple right there, and their story. And then when I think about like their ending of that story to West and Sky, I was like, you know what, they're so cute. Like they're one of my favorites for sure. So that book definitely has to be a number 2. The number 1, if you didn't already know, is Wildcard. This is definitely hands down the best one of the series for me. No notes. And now to tier rank the men of Rose Hill. At number 4, it's kind of glaringly obvious at this point, but it's going to be Reese Dupree. I really don't feel that connected with him. I feel like he felt really flat. I feel like there was still a layer to him that hasn't shedded completely. Even after this 4th book, I still don't see that layer shedded from him. So for that reason, I will have to put him at the bottom tier. I'm sorry. At number 3, it's gonna be Ford Grant. The only reason I'm saying that is because the portrayal of him in Wildcard was so weird to me. Like he was always portrayed as like a very stone cold, matter of fact, like no nonsense type of guy, and that's what I loved about him. But he was portrayed that in a different manner. I think it was during Wild Love, whereas here in Wildcard, it was like I don't know. He just seemed like it feels like above everyone else, and I didn't like that too much, honestly. But maybe that's just me interpreting it in that way, because obviously reading is subjective. Everyone's gonna take it in their own way. But I really didn't like the way that Ford was being portrayed, even though he was like my number one daddy forever. Yeah, he has gone down to place 3. At number 2, this is hard. Honestly, this is hard. But I'm gonna have to say Bash. He is such a golden retriever. Like he will be at Gwen's beck and call any given moment. He would burn down the motherfucking world for Gwen, okay? He would do anything for her, and I love that so much. And he's so loyal and he's so dedicated, and it's those are such strong qualities of a good man right there, and I love that about him so much. So Bash definitely takes place 2. He's competing with place number 1 because he really is up there in book boyfriends in my opinion. But in place number 1, if you can't deduce already, is West, and that's because after Wild Eyes, I definitely loved him and I completely understood the hype. But now after reading Wildcard and getting more of West and like the silly, ridiculous, hilarious person that he is, I just fell head over heels for him. I love a silly, goofy man that makes jokes and is always happy go lucky, and everything is like water off a duck's back. Literally, that's how Wes is. And that is one thing that I admire because I'm not that type of person at all. But I admire it and I love that in a man because it balances me out. And that's exactly how David is, honestly. He really is like the silly, haha, goofy, silly man, but also with the, let everything run off your back. Like, don't let things bother you in that way. Just live in the moment, be happy, and don't let other people's opinions get in the way of how you feel or what you think and things like that. Like, that's exactly why Wes is number one and why David always will have my heart and be number one too. But yeah, I'm pretty content with that tier ranking of the books and the male main characters of Rose Hill. And with that, we come to the end of this reading vlog already. I can't believe that it's been a week. I read the book in a week, literally, because today's Monday, the 15th, and I started it on Tuesday, the 9th of last week. So it took me about a week to finish it. I really hope that this reading vlog and my thoughts and feelings about the book really has motivated you to read it, because I want to be shouting from the rooftops of every single person's home in my community to go read this book now, okay? It was so good. It was exactly what I was looking for and what I needed at this time. I felt like I was kind of in a little bit of a slump, but this book took me right out of it and just made me fall back in love with reading romance specifically. But yeah, my beautiful darlings, let me know in the comments if you've read the book already. I really want to discuss it, as you know. And if you haven't read it, let me know if you added it to your TBR, or if you've even read the Rose Hill series. I definitely want to know if you haven't, because I'm going to try my hardest to influence you to read the series ASAP. But yeah, if you don't have anything to comment or anything to say, you should still go ahead and leave me a little purple heart emoji in the comments, just so I know who the real ones are that stay to the very end. And if you like this video, make sure to give me a like and subscribe to my channel, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time I post a new video. I obviously have social media. I have Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, Storygraph, Fable, you name it, I got it. It's in the description box. Go click the links, follow me. But with that, my beautiful darlings, let's get hooked.